What a shame. What a shame.
Ring a ding, ring a Ring-a-ding, 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 ring-a-ding.
It's Distinction. Good evening, 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 good evening. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to game night on this Saturday, the 25th of February. And a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
Time for more Dixieland in our ears, Ben.
Absolutely, can't beat a bit of Dixieland. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan. So, minor change from the originally scheduled game. We had a few problems with the Purge, getting that ready, so, but in weird coincidence, that only happens in the land of game night. Why are you wondering? I don't know, Bruce. RNG is doing its thing. Shapes accidentally submitted a pack for Distinction. He submitted one thinking that it was on the roster for this season, and actually he wasn't on the roster for Distinction this season, but we needed a spare pack, and so here we are. And yeah, sorry I'm a bit late getting started. We were sort of having dinner, and then I was about to go, and the dog knocked an empty bottle off the kitchen worktop, which smashed, so I just will go and assist with that. Yeah, it's all go at the moment, and it's been a mad day, and I'm nursing a bit of a hangover as well. So please, if I'm slightly less exuberant than normal, that'll be why. And incidentally, for anyone with really good eyesight, you can see what's written on my hoodie. That might crop up from time to time. I will explain that a bit later on, if you can see it. But yeah, it has got a story behind it. I had my hair cut today. If you can tell, I don't know if you can. It's quite a bit shorter than it was. I'll put the big cam on in a minute and show you. Yeah, I had my haircut for the first time since December 2020. Literally for the first time. So yeah, it feels just a bit more manageable, a little bit shorter. Right, it's there. Get that out of the way. Because when I was 18 or 19, we all thought it was hilarious to have cum on our hoodies. So it stands for Chichester University Music, is what that stands for. And on the back, which is now faded over the years because it's like 15 years old, it used to say, you probably can't see it, but it used to say 37 Quizmaster. Even back then, I was running quizzes and stuff. So that's what. And was I correct? Is that right? Thank you, Arun. What was I doing? Game with Cam. So yeah, so I'm nursing a little bit of a hangover today. Thanks to our neighbour again. Not as bad as the last one, but yeah, I'm sort of probably going to take another week or so's detox. Who have we got? University of Chichester's Union of Students would have been mucus. Very nice. Good evening to Colo, to Mark, to Arun, to Clive, to AB Mead, to Lupine and Shapes, Not a Cat, Prugs, 8 Minky, Topper, Puzzle Dan, hello Matt the Sprat, and to Daru and Yanyo, to Apodo and BC, Mr. Vertigo and Mark Garlex, to Samster and Oni, and Lottibus and Natter and Jogging, and Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz, and Lewis and Vision, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. And oh, hello, Colo. So, distinction by Shapes to start us off. Many thanks to him and to Oni, who's proofed this one for us. He says it's one of the harder distinction packs we've seen, but not hard in like a niche way, hard in a sort of fair way. So, lots to look forward to in this pack. I've barely looked at it myself, I have to say, except when I exported it into the game. Lingo, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. So, that's going to be fun. We've got Spotlight coming up later on. But before that, I need to do about 10 or 15 minutes dev work on it because I need to update the penny system. If I don't, then it won't say... I mean, the medals I could add on afterwards, but the actual pennies will break the system. You won't get any pennies for the game if I don't, which will annoy me. So 10, 15 minutes dev stream in between, and then scheduled Spotlight come the end of the evening, which will be fun. Now, tomorrow, just before we get going, tomorrow I'm going to do an afternoon stream where it's got a sort of how-to with Hackbox. It's the sort of working title. So if you've got a penchant for game development and you want a bit of guidance in how to use Hackbox in Unity, I will add there are certainly things that I don't know about Hackbox and Unity for that matter, and C# for that matter, but I've done a few builds in it now and things have sort of improved a little bit over time. So if you fancy that afternoon stream, sort of, it'd be a very casual affair, but if you wanted a bit of guidance, can't know how to Hackbox. Yeah, I mean, it's once you get into the sort of the flow of it, it's not actually too bad, but I've got a few sort of quality of life tricks that might be helpful for people. And yeah, so advice is free to take or leave. It may be that Ash, who wrote the Unity plugin, is floating around and may be able to correct me in any errors or point out other things as well that I'm overlooking. But he may be, he may not be. I don't know. I don't want to hold him to it. He hasn't said either way. But yeah, that'll be fun. So if you fancy some extra Royal Flush tomorrow afternoon, 3 till probably 6-ish, depending how quickly I can finish my question pack, because I'm back to doing IRL pub quiz tomorrow night. Something else that's happening tomorrow is I'm going to pick up a temporary graphics card. Kegler Coach, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so we think it's this graphics card that's causing the issues, but they need to send it back to China to get it diagnosed and repaired or possibly replaced. So I'm going to be sans graphics card for sort of 2 months possibly, which isn't really great considering I'm going to be starting a new job soon, and obviously I run 4 monitors and there's only 2 on the Mobo, so I would need something to tie me over. So I found a 1660S, I think, just up the road, and I'm going to pick that up after church tomorrow. I managed to talk them down from 190 to 165, so that is then going to be my spare graphics card in the event that something goes wrong with my main one. Can't be a bad thing to have kicking about. And fingers crossed that will be on that temporary graphics card. We won't be running into these crashes, and hopefully when my graphics card is replaced, which is RTX 3080, hopefully when that's replaced or repaired, then the same will apply. But I have now got a temporary graphics card as of tomorrow. I wanted to get it today, but we just sort of weren't going that way. So yeah. Anyway, I'm wittering on a bit, so we should probably get on with this game. Last call if you want to come and join. It is Distinction. It's been written by Shapes. It's been proofed by Oni, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I hope you're ready to play. It looks like we've got 25 or so in the game lobby, which is lovely. You can join in between the rounds as the game goes on, if you wanted to. Grand. Right. If you're ready, let's play. Does mean, of course, there may still also be a crash this evening. Fingers crossed, keep everything crossed that It doesn't do that. Anyway, round 1. You're going to be shown 3 boards, each with 10 and exactly 10 answers on them, and categories along the top. You have got 1 minute to whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot as many answers as you can, up to a maximum of 3. You get 20 points for each correct answer that you get, but you can only one player can say each answer. Once it's gone, nobody else is allowed to take it, which is why you're limited to 3. They can come from anywhere on the board. They could come all from one board, 1 from each, or 2 from one and 1 from another. Entirely up to you, wherever your strengths lie and how quickly you can type the answers in. Additionally, there are 3 bonus questions secreted on one on each board, which are worth double points, 40 points for each one that you find, which means there's technically a maximum of 120 points up for grabs in this round. There's no penalty for wrong answers, so keep typing, keep pressing and guessing, getting as many as you possibly can within that 1 minute time frame. The best of luck to you all. Here are our first boards. We're looking for the 10 most populous EU cities that are not national capitals. Other than goalkeeper Emi Martinez, the 10 players of Eurosport's team of the tournament for the 2022 FIFA Men's World Cup, and the 10 highest grossing Australian films of all time. Ralph starting us off on that board with Australia. So, have a little think. You've got 15 seconds in now. EU cities that are not national capitals, team of the tournament at the World Cup, and Australian films. There's a first bonus for 8 Minku with Crocodile Dundee. Luca Modri. Different C with accent font. It doesn't like that character. 2 more to find over on the left. You've got 15 seconds. Still quite a few footballers up there. Found nearly half of the Australian films. Vision's getting an early lead here with 60. Any more for any more? Last few seconds. Wow, so it was indeed tricky, but not necessarily niche tricky, just tricky. Okay, so we found 8 on the left board, 3 in the centre, and 4 on the right. Let's reveal the answers that you missed. They were Valencia and Naples. I almost said nipples then. Valencia and Naples. Some information here. If the UK was still an EU member, Birmingham would appear on this list between Milan and Cologne, and London would be first. Hamburg, Barcelona. Oh, I'll read them in order. Marseille, Valencia, Krakow, Hamburg, Cologne, Naples, Munich, Milan, Turin, and Barcelona. The ones you found on the footballers: Mbappe, Modric, and Messi. The ones you missed: Griezmann, Luke Shaw, Amrabat, Romero, Hakimi, Gvardiol, and Bukayo Saka. And they are for, not in this order, but Morocco, Argentina, Croatia, England, Croatia, Morocco, France, England, France, and Argentina. As for the Australian films, Lion, Peter Rabbit, Happy Feet, Babe, The Great Gatsby, and Elvis were the answers you missed. Great Gatsby was mainly filmed in Sydney, and Peter Rabbit is the one with Domhnall Gleeson, James Corden, etc., filmed in New South Wales. And at the end of that round, quite a few players on 20 tied up in third. Quite a few players didn't score by the looks of it. 8 Minky with that one bonus gets up to 30, but this Vision who found 2 of the answers, getting 60 points and taking an early lead. That's the end of round 1. Simon Marine, welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. And it's Vision who's got the early lead of 60. And Spokes, welcome to the game. Still quite a few players yet to score, but plenty of time to go. Spokes, welcome to the game. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. Anyone else, if you want to come join, you've got about 10 seconds to do so now before we go on to the next round. Just looking at that answer on one on the next board. And Ryan, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Welcome to the game. Wondering if that's going to cause some tears because I can't override. Wondering if there's a word that might... Oh, no, it is. I'm going with the official instructions. We'll see in a minute. Right, if there's no one else coming to join, let's play on round 2. This is the only time I'll be on the top lines today. Yeah, just whispering answers, Spokes, as per usual. So, here we go. We've got 3 boards in round 2, one of them one at a time. Each board has exactly 5 options on them, and in this case, you are looking for the rarest answer, the one you think fewest people are likely to say. If you get a right answer, then you will get points, but the fewer people say it, the more points you get, up to a maximum of 50 for the most obscure answers. Obviously, no points if it is not on the board. and you only need one answer in this round. So don't try and type them all because it will only take your first answer. But watch your spelling because there's a spell checker in the game, but I can't override it. Okay, I can't override the answer if it doesn't get caught for whatever reason. So do double check your spelling. And you've got 30 seconds to give me one answer. Best of luck. Here is the first. The 5 categories of cards in Uno other than standard number cards. Hello, Xanon. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. You can join in at the start of the next round if you fancy. Hi, Mrs. Flush. All right. Good-o. All right, 10 seconds to get an answer in. We're looking for the 5 categories of cards in Uno other than standard number cards. Just a single answer. Hello, puppy. And there's an answer from everybody. Oh, yeah, the dogs are having a flea bath. Did you want a shirt?
Yes, but it's okay.
Yeah, on my t-shirt pile, they'll be sort of mingled in with them. If you get one where the cap's all faded, Dex, get down before you turn the computer off. That'll be fine.
Your t-shirt?
In my
Sorry,
wardrobe,
stream.
right hand side, above my top of my wardrobe. Sitting outside so there's a compliment. Oh no, you're always welcome to come and have a go. Only if you're on the sheet now, this is what I'm referring to. That might upset some people. But nothing I can do about it now. I can't add it in. But let's find out, first of all, the wrong answers. And let's see if my prediction is going to come true, if there's going to be some tears over these particular answers. Wrong answers include... +2 wildcard, draw, wild +4, and pick up 4. So, yeah, I was worried this might be... Not actually the thing I was thinking might be the problem has come up, but unfortunately we are going with the official names of things. So +2 is actually called draw 2. Pick up 4 is actually called draw 4, not pick up. And likewise, wild +4 is wild draw 4, or just wild. And draw has different types of draw, and wild... I feel bad about wild card, because you've got wild as an answer. Wild draw 4. Yeah, it's just the difference between... Yeah, it does need a condone function, really. The problem is because it calculates the answer, it'd have to sort of calculate everything again. But I'll add it to the to-do list. But yeah, I think it would be... yeah, it's what a shame. It's what a shame button. The draw ones, because I would have called it +4, so end it changing. Yeah, it's... Apologies for that. You can have some moral points if you're in the right ballpark. Let's go through the answers anyway and see what you said and how many. So there were 10 players getting 10 points each who went for reverse. 10 points. Mr. Vertigo, Jogging Kegler, Magalix, Mark Lotibus, Nata Priestadar, and Matt the Sprat. Well done there. 5 players went for skip and get 20 points. BC, Clive Legend, Ianyo, Aidini, and Spokes. 20. Very well done. No, you made Aaron go squeaky. Did I really? I can only apologise. Draw 2, Lingomaniac, Calibrator Vision, and Apodo. Just the 3 of you getting 30 points. And also 3 players getting Wild, Puzzle Dan, 8 Ninky, and Topper. Wild picking up 30 points. Would have been fewer points than that had Wild Card been accepted from Nodacat, so that's a shame about that. Time Strike, welcome to the stream. You can join the game in a minute if you like. And the top answer, just one player going for Wild Draw 4, which was the Lupine one, picking up 50 points. Very well played. Sorry about the slight ambiguity on some of those answers there. Hopefully this next one leaves less margin for error. Let's clear the board. And we'll go on to the next one. Once again, 5 answers, exactly 5 up here. Give me one answer within 30 seconds and you're looking for the rarest. Best of luck. We are looking for the 5 flavours of Skittles in the UK and Europe.
What a shame.
That's the button I was after before. You've never eaten a Skittle, BC? Oh my god, I had so many Skittles when I was a kid. Look at my teeth are in the state they're in. Thought, imagine they'd be a lot worse. Right, there's time up. All players have got an answer in, and I have to say, all answers have been covered. So let's see how you got on. Any wrong answers among you? Grape, purple, and cherry are wrong answers there, I'm afraid. No points for those. Purple is not a flavour, it is one of the colours, though. The answers, 8 players going for orange, picking up 20 points each. AB Me, Jogging, Not a Cat, Silent Marine, Mark, Apodo, Kodo, and Matt the Sprat. 4 players went for strawberry, getting 30 points each. Lottie Bus, BC, Topper, and Arun. Another 4 players went for blackcurrant. Those were always my favourite. The strawberries and the blackcurrants. Having 2 of them together was always fun. Mr. Vertigo, Kegler, Lupine, and Vision. And we've got a tie at the top. 2 sets of 3 players, each going for lemon, Proogs, Clive, and Ryan, and lime, Ape, Tadaru, and Natter. All of you picking up 50 points. Very well played indeed. Let's clear the board, and we've got one more puzzle in this round. Again, 5 answers. Just give me a single answer, and we are looking for, within 30 seconds, the largest moon of any planet further out from the sun than the Earth. There are only 5. I have to say, blackcurrant is replaced by grape in the US and outside of Europe. On that previous one, just a little note to add there. And there's your time up. Yeah, it's... outside of Europe, it is grape, but not in Europe. It's blackcurrant in grape. So, you have, once again, you've covered all answers. Very well done. Let's take a look at some wrong answers. Io, Deimos, Olympus, Io, and Enceladus. Enchilada. Yeah, Deimos is the second largest moon of Mars, I think. Io is the second or third largest moon of Jupiter. They're not the largest. Olympus, is that Saturn? I want to say Saturn, but either way, it is not the largest, I'm afraid, Clive. And Enchilada, I'm not sure. Either way, they are wrong answers. I'm terribly sorry, you're going to get no points. 5 players. For Phobos, the largest moon of Mars. Ianyo, Apodo, Proogs, Tadara, and Ape all picking up 30 points. 4 players went for Titan, which is the largest moon of Saturn. 40 points to Mark, Vision, Topper, and Lupine. Well done there. And then we've got 3 sets of 2-ways. We've got Ganymede, Mr. Vertigo and Kegler Coach, picking up 50 points. Ganymede, the largest moon of Jupiter. Titania, which is the largest moon of Uranus. BC and Arun picking up 50 points. And, of course, Triton, which is the largest moon of Neptune. Jogging and Colo picking up 50 points there. Largest moon of Ganymede is also the largest in the solar system, just to add to that. So, very well done. If you picked up some points, that is the end of Puzzle 3, and it's also the end of Round 2. So let's clear the board and check out the scores. Vision is still in the lead, but 8 Minky claims that will be the only time I'll be on the top row. And for now, that is technically true because the top row is Vision on 160. But you are in a close second, tied with Lupine on 140. And Topper is currently in third with 120. One more round before we get into the distinction final. If anyone else wants to come join, now would be the chance to do so. I'll give you 10 seconds or so to come join the game, EMGE, if you would like to play. If not, no drama. Yeah, Topper, I just read your suggestion in Discord. Yeah, the calculation is done before revealing the answers, but it could easily be calculated again or just left until afterwards. So I will I'll look into that. Look into adding that in. Should be easy enough. It's the same premise as the Google that taboo round now. Right, if there's no one else come to join, let's play on to round 3. Round 3 is very similar to round 1. 3 boards of 10 answers, except here the may or may not be exhaustive lists, but it does look like they are exhaustive lists here, actually. So exactly 10 answers to find. The difference here is that you get 40 points for each correct answer that you find, and the 3 bonuses are worth 60. I think. So big points available, especially if you can find those bonuses. Once again, no penalty for wrong answers, but you can answers can only be claimed once by a single player, and you can't claim more than 3. I hope that makes some level of sense. I think it does. But yeah, I think it's 40 points and 60 points for correct answers and bonus answers. So technically 180 points up for grabs if I've remembered how the scoring for this round works. Good luck. Here are your 3 boards. We're looking for the 10 campuses of the University of California, the last 10 distinct regnal names used by Tsars and Empresses of Russia, 1645 to 1917, and the 10 most popular novels and short story collections by Neil Gaiman on Goodreads. So yes, it is 40 and 60. BC with that bonus answer so far. There's the second bonus for Spokes. 30 seconds gone. You have found all 10 campuses. Very well done. Thinking of your Neil Gaiman. I mean, I can think of at least 2 that aren't up there. So that's 4 removals. That was one of the ones I was thinking of. One of Mark Alex. And out with 15 seconds, a few more. That wasn't one of the ones I was thinking of. Well done, Colo. 10 seconds. There's Paul. Paul! Lay down, that's time up. Finding 6 of the Tsars and 4 of the Neil Gaiman, so 10 missing answers. Not a bad effort there at all, especially finding all 10 of the university campuses. Santa Cruz, Irvine, Riverside, Davis, UCLA, Santa Barbara, Mercked, Berkeley, San Francisco, and San Diego. Alexander, Catherine, Paul, Nicholas, Ivan, and Peter, and Nancy Boys, American Gods, Stardust, and Coraline. Surprisingly, no one go for Good Omens there. Oh, that's because Good Omens isn't on the list. That'll be why. Otherwise, I imagine people probably would have said that. Let's reveal the wrong answers. Elizabeth, Theodore, or Fyodor, Anna, and Alexis in the regnal names of the Tsars and Empresses. Norse mythology, Fragile Things, The Graveyard Book, Neverwhere, Smoke and Mirrors, The Ocean at the End of the Lane were the other books by Neil Gaiman. Because of the serial nature of comic book publication, I've left out The Sandman as the individual volumes appear separately on the list. And Catherine includes Catherine II, Catherine the Great, and Nicholas II, the last Tsar overthrown in 1917. UCSF, San Francisco, is the only one of these campuses to solely accommodate postgraduate and professional students. So there you have it. Some extra information for you. That is the end of round 3. Let's see who is going into the distinction final this week. Oh, 8 Minky, you were wrong. You are on the top row with 220 points and you are into the distinction final. Also joining you there on 190, not a million miles behind, is Tadaru. And also, I think it's the Lupine one. Because of the way the wall orders it, Lupine is technically further ahead than Jogging because it orders it by... because the back count is by total points and then points in round 3, then in round 2, then in round 1. So presumably Lupine got more than Jogging in round 3 there. So round 3 is more heavily weighted. Back count. Did I say back count? Yes, the count back is probably what I meant there. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Lupine, and it does end up putting Jogging into the final. It'll be one of you, but I'm pretty sure it's Lupine, because last time I think I said it was Mark and it ended up not being Mark. So, yeah. So, if you're not in the final, don't worry, because you can still get a medal in the lobby game, and there's still lots for you to do in this final round. And, of course, pennies are all available as well. But the gold, silver, and bronze are going to go to Jogging, Tadara, and 8 Minky, but not necessarily in that order. We need to find out who as we go to the distinction final. Did I make Topicos squeaky? Oh, no, it's Jogging this time. It's Jogging, not Lupine. I don't know why. Obviously, the wall doesn't obviously take that into account when it reorders it, so I might need to go and take a look at that. Sorry, Lupine. Twice I've got it wrong. To fix the wall, yes, I think it's the wall is ordering in the wrong order, but the logic for the actual ordering is correct. I'm fairly sure. So, 8 Minky, Tadaru, and Jogging, you are our finalists, and you won't have to answer in this first part. This part is just for our lobby players who are up there at the top. You have got 1 minute, lobby players, to name as many answers that fit the category as possible, up to a maximum of 5. No penalty for wrong answers, so keep pressing and guessing. The rarer the answer, as before, the more points you get for it. Okay, so the rarer the answer is, the more points you get. So go for those rarer answers first, and then as time starts to run out, if you can't think of any more rare answers, maybe go for some of the more obvious ones towards the end. Because yes, the fewer people say it, the more points you get. After we've done that, our 3 finalists will be playing against you to try and find distinct answers that the fewest people in the audience game have said. So it's basically pointless, but distinct, as it were. For every player who did say an answer given by one of our finalists will lose 5 points. If they find a distinct answer, as in an answer that no one said, they keep their score. If they give a wrong answer or an answer that is said by 20 or more players, then they lose the maximum 100 points. We go left to right, then right to left, and whoever's got the most points at the end will be the gold medalist, and whatever points you've got left will be added on to what you had when you joined the game. So 8 Minky could potentially finish with 440 tonight if he finds 2 distinct answers. So, those are the rules. Hopefully they're relatively straightforward. Lobby game, you have got 60 seconds to name up to 5, and I will tell you there are 27 answers available in this one. Up to 5 of them, and the final board is... winners of the Brit Award for Best International Group, i.e. not from the UK, since its inception in 1986. 60 seconds on the clock. Keep pressing and guessing. Haven't got many in so far. We need a few more, gang. Well, could be a lot of distinct answers here. Winners of the Brit Award for Best International Group. I didn't think we'd have as many as we sometimes do, but I thought we'd have a few more than this. There's a few more coming in 10 seconds. And it's Spokes and Kegler who pick up the most with just 3. Plenty of players not getting many at all. This could be a very interesting final. So a lot of this might end up riding on whether or not our hot seat players can actually give us right answers. Let's find out. 8 Minky, you're up first. Currently on 220 points. Please type in your first answer. Mainskin? Maniskin? Is that how you pronounce that? Let's take a look. First of all, Maniskin. Is that a right answer? It's not, I'm afraid. And you're down to 120. I have to start. I have better things to do with my time, I'm afraid, Clive. So, it's a great guess, but unfortunately it's not the right answer. So, we move on to Tadaru. Starting with 190. Yes, it does floor at 0. Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. Is that a right answer? I think maybe a bit early. Brits started in 1986. Rolling Stones have been around since the 60s. You lose 100 points, Tadaru. It might drop below. I'm not sure, actually. And there's a wrong answer there. We move on to jogging. Currently in the lead. First answer, please. Arcade Fire. Is it a right answer? It is a right answer. We have our first from our finalists. How many people said Arcade Fire? Absolutely none of them. Very well done there, jogging. You stay on that 180. Nicely done. 180. But it's not over yet. You've got to name another one. Can I have your second answer, please, jogging? U2. U2. Is it a right answer? Yes, it is. How many people said U2? A few. 7 people said it. It means you lose 35 points. You're down to 145, which means jogging is going to get the gold medal. Very well played. So it's a battle between Tadaru and Ape as to who is going to end up with the silver. Tadaru, we come to you. Your second answer, if you please. Maroon 5. Maroon 5. Looking at that bit that says, i.e. not from the UK. Is Maroon 5 a right answer? It's not. And let's find out if it floors at 0. It does indeed floor at 0. So, 8 Minky's got the silver. This last question is a bit academic, but it's just going to affect 8 Minky's final penny score. No, Maroon 5 not right. So I'm pretty sure Maroon 5 are British, aren't they? And that's what you were going to guess. So let's have a look, 8. Got to think of something else real quick. Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons. Is it right? It's not. You lose 100 points. You finish on 20. That's a tough old final. But you finish on 20 points. Imagine Dragons was a wrong answer there. But there we have it. Bronze medal goes to Tadaru. Silver to 8, but the gold medalist is Jogging. Song by them came on in the... I think it was by them. Is it Demons? Came on in the Barbs. I thought, I recognise this song, and I cannot remember who it's by. Turns out it was Imagine Dragons, and that's just reminded me there. Let's take a look at the correct answer you could have had. 7 players going for you, 2. Well done there. ABME, Mark, BC, Ianyo, Nata, Kegler, and Colo. 3 going for In Excess. Colo, Ryan, and Mr. Vertigo. Lupine, the only player to go for the Kings of Leon. Spokes went for the White Stripes. 2 going for the Foos, Spokes and Natter. The Chili's, just the 1 player, Arun, going for that. 4 players went for the Bangles, Mr. Vertigo, Margalix, Spokes and Kegler. 1 going for the Cause, that was Proogs. Who you tried to say it twice, apparently, as well, Proogs. Only marked the once, but still good points for that. Destiny's Child, Vision going for Destiny's Child, getting a point. Hugh Lewis in the News, Kegler going for that for a single point. And Green Day, Arun, the only player going for that. And the distinct answers, and there were a lot of them up there. Fontaine's DC, Silk Sonic, Haim, apparently that is pronounced, The Carters, A Tribe Called Quest, Tame Impaler, Daft Punk, The Black Keys, Arcade Fire, which we had from Jogging earlier on, The Killers, Scissor Sisters, TLC, Fugees, Bon Jovi, REM, and Crowded House. Were the answers there that you could have had. So lots of distinct answers in there. We had one of them from Jogging. But that's the end of the game. It might be that the gold, silver and bronze medalists aren't top of the lobby. But let's find out who our lobby medalist is tonight. It is Lupine. You see, yes, Tadaru and... Ape has actually come in second there. Jogging has got the gold spot, but Tadaru still gets the bronze medal, finishing on 190. But it's Lupine who gets the lobby medal as the highest scoring non-finalist there on 205. And for everyone else, your points will be converted into pennies and added on to your accounts, your penny accounts. And there we go. That was Distinction. Hope you had fun. And a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
GWAN Jogging, what a win.
Absolutely. Big win for Jogging there. 325 pennies and the gold medal. 8 Minky picking up the silver and Tadaru picking up the bronze. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan. Lupine getting the lobby medal. That's going to be it for Distinction. Mini dev stream for about 15 minutes while I upgrade to the new penny system in Spotlight. So I will probably forego the adverts and just go straight into that. So stick around for that. And then we've got some scheduled Spotlight coming up probably about 10 or 15 minutes after that. So I'll see you after the credits. Thanks again to Shapes for that pack and to Oni as well for proofing it. And even a somewhat spontaneous pack from Shapes, but good to have it here. Thanks for playing Distinction. I'll see you for a little dev stream in a minute and then Spotlight thereafter. See you shortly. With one extra name on the credits, it's getting closer to where it should be. I'll add one more name to the credits and then Distinction will actually appear in the middle at the end there. Right, do I want to put some music on while I'm doing this? Probably. Put the cam back on as well. And have some distinct pennies, everybody. Stop the build right there. Let's move Shapes' pack into used. And okay, let's load up Spotlight. So I've got to upgrade the penny system. I should know what I'm doing, but because this has got a leaderboard and medals, it might take me a second just to sort it out. So stand by. It won't take me long, and then we'll play. But I do need to get this done, otherwise we're not going to have pennies on the system. Shadowmane, welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. And I'll hopefully try and show you what I'm doing while we do this. And yeah, I'll try and explain the process of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Let's go to Gamer Cam. That's a placeholder, fairly obviously. Okay, so I need to go... such an old build. Scripts, and... Okay, now what is this using at the moment for gameplay pennies? It is using the old system, so it's 5 pennies per question. Okay, that's fine. So, what I need to do for this is find something else that has already got a leaderboard and medals, like, for example, the Hive uses leaderboard and medals. So let's find originals, the Hive, Legacy, the Hive, assets, not trivia, scripts. Pennies, there we go. So we start by deleting the old gameplay pennies, and then we drag, then it spits out a load of compiler errors, and then we drag in the new pennies, gameplay pennies. So, this has also not been hackboxified, so this might be a little tricky. Right, let's look at some code and make some fixes. Let's stop that bonus as well. Right. Gameplay pennies, we don't need that. We need to change that to public, probably Twitch control. And now it's going to spit a lot of grief at me. Debug log. Let's change that one. Debug.log, because I haven't got my new debugger in here. Test data written to drive. And log. Actual data written to drive. Okay. So from here, it should be a matter of just finding out what's located where. Okay, so I need to add some new definitions for players. And there's a reason I'll do this, I'll tell you in a minute. Public pool gold medalist. Public pool silver medalist. Public pool bronze medalist. I should stop protesting about that. Points. Okay, what do we score them in? Player score. I think it's just score is, and then Spotlight's kind of Spotlight prize, I think, is the one that yes, Spotlight prize is what we're after, because there's 2 different scoring systems in this. So okay, so we need to change that to player score. Game controller players in the lobby. Where is that stored then? Is it in Twitch? Probably in Twitch. Twitch control players in lobby. Twitch control players in lobby. There we go. So that's actually Twitch control players in lobby. Oh, that's not how you spell Twitch. And that should be player score. Player name. And we got player name. Player score. Where's the decompile pack stored? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this has a slightly different way of doing author pennies, so I'm going to need... no, the packs must be stored somewhere. Question decompiler. Yes, authors. There we go. Game control dot compiler. Authors I. For int I equals 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Moving I elsewhere there, no. So that is that. Compiler, so author I. Cool, that's fine. Player score. Player score, and I'll update these in a minute to actually work properly. Twitch control. Player score. We don't have lobby medalists in this game, it's all one big lobby game. Player name. We don't have lobby medalists in this game, so we can get rid of that. No, player name. Player name. Hive control. Where would that be? That's the hot seat player. Game control. Is spotlight player. That gets flagged as false afterwards. Yes. So player P equals Twitch control dot players in lobby dot first or default x dot is spotlight player, and then player name, player score equals p dot spotlight prize. I think that makes sense. I'll check all this after the game is finished. Player score times multiply factor, player score, game control dot test mode. Right, so that's all that done. That's all the definitions updated. Now, what else have we got to do? Update pennies and medals, and we can do that even if it is in test mode. And add on author pennies. We don't need to do that. Add on author pennies and write to database because we just do them all at the end. I think. So we don't need that at all because well, I'll check that in a minute. Point. Let's score and one more. There it is. Oops. Okay, so all the variable definitions updated. So now it might pitch a fit at me about that. Yes, it is. Let's get rid of that, and it will stop pitching a fit at me. Add new gameplay pennies on, and reference to game control, reference to Twitch control. Auth pennies is 25 pennies, I think, per pack. Multiply factor is 5. Game name is Spotlight. Has medals. Has leaderboard. Okay, so now let's just double check that the code is doing what it's supposed to do. So we start by awarding pennies. Temp list, players in the lobby, order by descending, player score. Then by player name, where player score. So that basically means put into the order of highest score first, then order by name alphabetically, as long as the player has more than 0 points. That gets our list. We then create our player penny data object. Load up the JSON, which is reading the penny path. For each player in this list, first of all, default player name lower variant. Yes, so that initializes the PPD. If PPD is null, i.e. there is no player, i.e. it's a first time player, we need to create a new player, which we do down here. Player name equals player name.lower invariant. Currencies and pennies is the player score times by the multiply factor, and they're all time pennies of that because they're a new player. We then add them onto the list. Otherwise, we do exactly the same thing, we just don't need to add them to the list. Then once we've done that, we go through the author pennies. So we get a new PPD object, or we clear the PPD object, go through and find each of the players where the author's names are. If PPD is null, that means the author does not exist. So we have to create a new author by going down there and pennies equals author pennies, author credits 1, add them to the list. That should never be called back actually, because usually authors for this game are well established and already here, but just in case. Otherwise, we go through each of the 5 authors and add on their pennies to our player penny data object, which is already on this player list, and that's where it's stored. Okay. Then, if has medals and game name is not blank, then we award some medals. To do that, we have to calculate gold, silver, bronze medalists, which means we order by descending of score, then by name, where the score is greater than 0, as we did before. Medalists equals... oh, hang on, so what does that do? Calculate GSB with that list. Oh yeah, so sorry, calculate first of all. So the way this does it, it iterates over them to make sure if there is a tie in scores, it gives a gold medal to all players. I mean, there's probably a way I've already got this. No, go away, bots. Oh god, it's a lot of bots. Lots of bots. Or at least 4 of them. Thank you, school. Yes. 4 bots in quick succession. Lovely stuff. So we have to iterate over them. So for each player in our list, which is this list down here that's just been created, which is all of the players in the lobby, it takes the high, it's ordered them already by score, so the high score is added to this variable up here. If the score of the player on the list, which remember is ordered, is the high score, then it gives them a gold medal. Otherwise, it increases this medal to award, and if that goes up to 2, that means we've given out all the medals we need to, we break out the loop. We then come around again, and we reset the current high score for the next one. So more often than not, this just loops through this 3 times, and it goes into the top one, and then it will go into the else statement, and the top one, and then the else statement, then the top one 3 times, that'll be it. But sometimes you've got a tie, so that is fairly standard. The other thing, once we've done that, we award the medals, because all that does is flag the board in the player thing, which is why I needed to add those in a bit earlier on. Once we're done with that, we get a new list of the medalists, which is just the ones who've got that ball flagged. We load the medal JSON, which is pointing to that file, which is game name, which is Spotlight, which would have been set in the inspector. And then if the gold medalists, we add them to the gold medalists, silver and bronze medalists, which is on that medal list. If we have a leaderboard, which we do in this game, and we've also get a bonus for that leaderboard, then we need to update the leaderboard, and this one's a lot simpler because the player is just the first or default player who is the Spotlight player, and there is always a Spotlight player at the end. If there is no Spotlight player, it returns, but that I don't think can ever happen. Load the leaderboard JSON, which again will be GameName.leaderboard.text, and then we update the leaderboard. We create a leaderboard object, set the player name and the score as the Spotlight prize, and then we add it to list. We also need to add on the extra pennies that player got. So for that, because they also... a better way of doing that would be... hang on, where am I using Spotlight prize? Just in the leaderboard, okay. So a better way of doing that would be up here, in award pennies, if P dot is spotlight player, PPD dot current season pennies plus equals P dot player score, no, P dot spotlight prize, and that one isn't multiplied, I don't think. That one is just whatever they've got. So if they finish in the spotlight on... Oh, maybe it is. I think I am going to multiply it. Times it by 5. So the player who finishes in the spotlight gets a little bonus at the end. And we also need to add that in place of a new player. It just means they get extra pennies if they finish in the spotlight. Create new player is... Let's create new player. Create new player. If P... Oops. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Yes, I was multiplying. Create new player. P is spotlight player. Then UP, not PPD. Then we add on the spotlight prize add to the list. Hooray! And that's it. Write new file. Come down here, write new file. If it's test mode, then we write a test file. Otherwise, we write pennies file. Path to write to game name.txt and then game name leaderboard. And just to show you what they look like. Oops. Control N. Let's go to Unity projects. Penny storage. That is what it looks like now. So you'll see if we go in here, we've got Spotlight, which is the gold, silver, bronze medalist, and that's the thing that gets updated. It's literally as simple as that, and you can see there's lobby medalists, but there aren't any because you don't have